Hello. Can you guys hear me? Mm. Is it better now? Also, there seems to be like a wicked delay, so I was waiting for like 30 seconds to see messages that said that you guys can actually hear me. Great. Welcome to the stream. I have never streamed on YouTube before, so it's kind of a new thing, and I don't really know how to go about it, so I figure I'd just do a a test thing and see how it goes. So maybe in the future I'll schedule stuff, but yeah. This is way too thick. Yeah, I was wondering if something happened too for a second there. Everything was so quiet. Nobody was talking. Hello, welcome. Oh, well, that's good. Yes, this is Sailor Jupiter. So, in case you guys are wondering what I'm working on, ages ago, like years, I wonder how long ago actually, maybe like 6-7 years ago, I did this goth Sailor Moon drawing that kind of blew up on Tumblr, and I just like the alternative like redesign of Sailor Moon and any other like fashion or whatever in general. But yeah, I've been meaning to do a group pic with all of them, or the 5 main characters, so that's what I'm working on now. And yeah. Hello. Thank you, Emily. What is this? What layer are these things on? What is going on? Oh no. This drawing has so many layers. Ironically, I was talking about layer economy in my last video, briefly, and then I do something like this. I keep drawing on the wrong layer. No. Oh, I see. Oh, that sucks. I have to do this over again. Yeah, I'm trying to keep the line art layers as separate as possible so that it'll be easier for me to color it later. And I don't know if that was like the best decision in retrospect. Thank you, ArtWeb. Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining. This looks weird. Somebody asked a question. Do I get nervous when I do voiceovers on my videos? No, I actually don't. I used to be when I just started. It was really weird, but turns out I actually love to ramble into nothing, so it's pretty easy. As it turns out. I do feel slightly awkward right now because I haven't live streamed in so long. I forgot what it feels like, but slowly getting used to it. I used to live stream on Twitch all the time, but I think most of the time I did it without the microphone, so this is kind of a first, I guess. But yeah, it's alright. It's not bad. Thank you for saying I have a nice voice. I used to think that my voice was like really weird and abrasive. That's one of the things that really deterred me from starting a YouTube channel for a long time, but at this point I got like super used to it, so yeah. And somebody asked what's my favorite part about doing videos. I don't know. I do really like doing videos in general, I guess. I like looking back on them. I like seeing my own process. It's fun, and I do like talking about art related stuff, so there's nothing not to like, I guess. I'm not really sure if there would be a point on going back on Twitch. Like, I'm not sure what the difference is between Twitch and YouTube live streaming at this point, because as I understood, Twitch allowed like third-party music before, but I thought they don't anymore, and I thought that was like the biggest difference, but I'm not sure, so I don't know. Answering Cryptid Coast. Yeah, go for it. For sure. I hope you find the video helpful. Lychee Boba, thank you. I love drawing hair. It's like one of my favorite things. That's why I inked it first. Well, I inked the faces first and then the hair. And now it's the super tedious part of everything else. I don't know, honestly, I thought about like, I don't know if there would be any point for me to stream on Twitch, because I personally have a huge case of like social media fatigue from when I try to spread myself too thin. I think I can only actively engage with like a couple of different social medias at a time, so I might as well just keep it on YouTube. Just makes it simpler, so that's why I'm trying to stream here instead of Twitch. What should I do next? I guess I should just finish them one at a time. That would make the most sense, probably. Am I or me answering question, am I going to keep the stream on my channel? I guess so, sure. I don't see why not. I think I saw another question somewhere. Where is it? Oh yeah. How long does it take me to complete an illustration? It really varies. It depends. Like the portraits type of stuff that I did, like my last video and the one a couple of videos ago, I don't know, I think those take like maybe 4 hours. I usually like to finish things in a day, but that's not always possible. Like for this one, for instance, it's definitely gonna take way longer than a day. So I'm already like 2 days in, I think. Yeah, doing like group pictures takes forever. I don't think I've ever actually done this many people in a single finished illustration before, so it's kind of a challenge for me. I'm already getting bored with the line art, so that's why I'm trying to work into the night to get as much of it done as possible so I can move on to like the next step. I have to start using different colors because I really can't tell what is on which layer at this point. Oh man, so complicated. That looks so ugly. I should look up a reference for this. I'm just gonna Google some jokers. Someone asked which kind of pencil tool I use for inking. I use this brush called China Marker number 2. And it's from Kyle's Mega Pack. I don't know if that still exists because I bought it like many years ago before Kyle partnered with Adobe. So I'm not sure if that's still a thing that you can like purchase from Kyle Webster. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but it's like this guy who makes brushes. I don't know. So, but that's the brush that I use. It's probably because I mean I don't really know what happened, but I think he partnered with Adobe, and now a Photoshop CC comes with a bunch of his brushes. Like I can see some of them down here, but I don't know. I've never tried these because I prefer the presets that I downloaded, like that I purchased from his shop ages ago. Alright, I was gonna look up the reference. I'm like no music because I don't know what music to put on because I'm afraid that it'll get a copyright strike. That's why I'm just kind of working in silence, but I generally don't, obviously. If I put on lo-fi, like the channel, like that's live all the time, will that get copyright struck? Do you guys know? Because if not, then I'll put it on. my god, I'm just sitting here and reading the chat. I can't keep up. I'm like a super slow reader, and it's on the other monitor, and it's kind of far from me, so. Yeah, I'm just gonna, like, not bother with the music for today. And then for next time, I'll just, figure out a playlist of non-copyrighted stuff. And, yes. I apologize if I miss questions and whatnot. I just wanna get this done. Do I have any songs that I associate with this piece? Not really. I don't know. I did find some hilarious metal cover of the Sailor Moon opening theme on Instagram, which I thought was great. I guess that works. I'm spending way too much time on this. Man, it's such a tiny part of the whole image. I have a real problem with letting go of details sometimes. Nobody's ever gonna notice this. Ugh. Okay. What should I do next? answering a question, would I ever consider making a Discord? Yeah, I was thinking about it. I don't know when I'm gonna do it exactly, but I think I want to like do a Patreon first, but I have a bad track record with kind of not being able to keep up with Patreon, so I have to figure out a way that it won't feel like a heavy part of my schedule, and then after I set it up, I will connect it to a Discord eventually. I'm planning to make that happen once I actually start working on my comic, which hopefully will be this year. That's the goal. I'm gonna rename this accessories. Hello. Close enough. questions. I see questions. Did I use perspective lines? Kind of. A little bit. When I was doing the first sketch, I did kind of put a few perspective lines, yes. Am I going to do a speed paint of this? Yeah, I think so. I'm just trying to decide. Oh, shit. I just realized that I'm not recording. That's a goof. Can I even record and stream at the same time with OBS? Does anyone know if I can record and stream at the same time? I mean, I've been recording the process up until this point, and I really haven't done much, so it's not a huge loss, but I was also thinking about splitting this process and like making a separate video. Somebody asked somewhere, I think on Instagram or something, if I could. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna hit record right now then. Alright. Yeah, so I was thinking of splitting this process because it's gonna be just a ton of footage, and I don't like editing when there's too much footage because I usually like to put most of the process into a single video. So I was thinking of making a separate video where I kind of explain how I go about composing or like doing the composition for an illustration like this that involves or that has a lot of characters in it. So I could do that and then, I don't know, put the rest of it in like a separate video or something. That was my plan. I'm getting way too obsessive about the structure of this belt. I need to move on. Ugh. Yeah, I just kind of looked at it and I thought it looked too generic, so I wanted to do something more funky. And that's why I'm spending a ton of extra time for no reason on this belt. How much time did I spend on this piece up until now? I don't know. Let me think. It's really hard to say. Maybe like 10 hours? Maybe 9? I don't know. I think it's been a while though. It took me like a whole day. Well, by a whole day I mean like maybe 6 hours. 7 hours to do, probably 6 to do the sketch, I think. I could be totally off, purely just guesstimating, but yeah. And then today I've been kind of on and off working on it all day, so yeah, I don't know, many hours. I usually don't even like spend that long on stuff, but yeah, this one's just like super complicated. It takes forever to ink when so many things are overlapping. Maybe I should zoom out. I haven't done that in a while. Okay, that looks awkward. will this be up as a print? Yes, definitely. I am so excited. I really want to try getting one of those like holographic finished prints. I've never done anything like that before. The ones with the sparkly laminate. So that's kind of what I'm planning for this, hopefully. Yeah, I'm super excited. Kind of impatient. That's why I'm getting so bored of the line art, but I can't let go of the little details, so it's gonna take me forever. Why, thank you. Okay, let's see how fast I can do this in one go. Just gotta finish the shorts. Probably gonna get cut off too. Ugh. Alright. Who's my favorite Sailor Scout? I've always really preferred Sailor Mars, but I suspect that was mostly because she had long black hair, and I also had long black hair, so yes. But yeah, no, I think she's still my favorite. Am I pulling references? Yeah, here and there I will pull. Like I pulled up a reference for the belt because I wanted something more specific. I don't know. I'll pull up a reference if I feel like what I'm doing is too generic. But I did come up with these outfits like ages ago, so I had a couple of commissions like a few years ago, maybe like 3 years ago. Sailor Jupiter specifically, where I just kind of came up with an outfit for her back then, and I'm just drawing the same one, just because I don't have the time to like come up with a new one. And same with Mars. I also came up with an outfit back then. Though I slightly changed their hairstyles, but yeah, I had to come up with one on the spot for Mercury, but it looks kind of incoherent right now, so I might still change it later when I actually get to inking it. But I'm very excited about Venus. I think her outfit looks very glamorous. And it's not really punk, too, which is kind of nice. She looks a bit different. Can't even see what's going on here. Assumptions are okay. That's cool. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I can see how I have a Jupiter vibe. Yeah, I see it. Makes sense. Man, this scarf thing is really just not happening. I'm just gonna come back to it later. What else can I do here? Oh yeah, finish that. Oh, someone asked if I went to an art school. Yes, I did. I went to Sheridan for animation, traditional animation. These overlapping lines drive me crazy. So annoying. Maybe I should just ink on one layer. And oh no. by the way, these are obviously temporary colors. That's why we have all these weird, ridiculous colors in one place. Just so I can easily differentiate where I'm at. To answering Liz, would I ever do a story time or a video dedicated to my time at Sheridan? That could be like several story times. I guess I could. I don't know. I feel like at this point it's been long enough that I have kind of gotten over like some of the worst feelings that I had after the whole experience, so definitely softened on it, but I could still rant about shit. I don't know. Probably shouldn't. Not that it was like a horrible experience or anything, but it had its ups and downs. I'm sure most people that went to Sheridan would agree, like you said. Oh, thank you, Lychee Boba. That's very nice. It's nice to hear. And the green hair, no, that is Jupiter, not Neptune. I don't have any, like, this is the main 5 in this illustration, so it's just Mars, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, and Moon. Sorry, I'm really slow right now. I can't think fast. Oh, really? Answering Liz. A lot of professors have left, eh? I mean, that's not surprising to me. Yeah. There was definitely some questionable stuff, but I don't know. I think honestly, the worst thing about Sheridan for me was the third year group film. It was just a nightmare. And I was like, oh man, I feel like I got angry just thinking about it for like years after that. I think it was just the group that I got put in was too random, like, and it was just too many people, and it just really didn't work out, and the film turned out so bad, and it was just a horrific experience. I really hated it. Like, oh my god, I don't even want to talk about it. I'm still mad. So glad I don't have to do anything like that ever again. Thank you, Mabel. I answered this earlier. I look up references sometimes if I want to do something super specific, but generally it's like mostly just from memory. Like, I look at a lot of clothes all the time on Pinterest and I save stuff, so I can usually like remember things that I really like, and then I can make the rest up as I go. Answering question, how much did I make per page with Grimoire Noir? I can actually find out. I don't know, I never did the math on that specifically, or maybe I did, but I don't remember what it was. But let me tell you, it was low, and I'm gonna tell you exactly how much it is if I calculate it. Where is that calculator? So it turns out to be like $90 or something per page, or maybe even 80. And yeah, that excludes literally everything else, so like not including cover or anything. So yeah, it's like an abysmal rate. It's horrible. Yup, 90. Like for literally everything. It's so bad. I don't even know like how they justify that at all. I don't understand. I mean, I did agree to it, so I can't really blame them, but you know, it's still shocking. Why can't I get this right? That'll do. Yeah, I don't even think that was minimum wage. I think it was like way lower than that, because I mean, my process was like if I would to do the math on how long it took to do each page, I think it would be like at least 10 hours easily, if not more. It depending on the page, obviously, but yeah, it was nuts. Well, the thing about like the percentage, I have royalties in the contract. It's just that first of all, the royalties are super low, but it takes so long to accrue royalties. Like, honestly, I don't really want to talk about this because I'm still kind of mad about it, but like, it's so difficult to find out any specific numbers from the publishers. Like, I've been trying to get numbers from them, and I just get like these copy pasted two figures, like just like, oh, this is how many hardcovers sold and this is how many soft covers sold, and that's it, with like no additional information whatsoever. And I've been trying to get them to at least tell me like how the math works, because the book has been picked up by 2 foreign publishers, and obviously the foreign publishers paid, you know, like licensing fees and such, so I'm assuming that's supposed to get deducted from the advance anyways. But yeah, it's so annoying. There's like this huge it's this big lack of transparency where I think that's just how it works in the publishing industry. Maybe it's not that bad for most people or other companies, I don't know. But I get the feeling that they don't think much of you as like the creator or whatever, or person, author, I don't know. Like they treat us both the same, like both me and the writer. And I just don't think they really care, and they don't think that it's our right to know any more information that they give us, and we don't get any like documents or anything. It's all just like random emails with a tiny number of numbers that nothing can be deduced from. And yeah, that's why I really prefer going solo and just doing like Kickstarters or any sort of just, it's so much easier because it's so much better when there's transparency on both ends, when where you can communicate with people who are supporting the project, like exactly what stage you're at, like what you're doing, how everything's coming together, and there's no like weird secrecy and like a million in between people that have very little to do with the project, but for some reason any information has to pass through like a million people before it can get to you. I don't know, it's a nightmare. Just bureaucracy has taken over that side of things, that industry, and I'm sure that like can probably be said for the music industry as well. It's just a nightmare. Too many middlemen. Rant over. And see, the thing about, like, the contract does... I'm answering someone about the contract stating the percentage. Yeah, the contract does state the percentage. I mean, the problem is it's, like, 30 pages long, but I actually did comb through it a few weeks ago, and I found out some numbers. The issue is that I don't know how they calculate that stuff. Like, I don't know what prices they use. Like, for instance, the book is on Amazon, and it's been... That's actually one of the other things that I find so, like, mind-boggling. So, the book has been on Amazon, and it's been on sale for, like, this whole time. Like, basically the entire time that it's been out, it's been significantly reduced in price, which I don't know what that means. Like, I'm assuming that's what happens when something sells decently, but I don't know. Maybe it's discounted because they want to get rid of it. Like, who knows, right? But I don't know how they, and who even calculates these percentages, or like what price is the price that they use in the calculation. So I don't know, it seems super convoluted, and I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, there's really no point in me even trying to do any math. Like, it's such a waste of time. I'm pretty much just checking out. Like, I don't want to even think about it, because every time I try to find out more information, it just becomes a nightmare, and nobody responds to me, or people take forever to respond, and no one ever has anything new. So it's just like, whatever, time to move on. Maybe someday I'll see a royalty check, but I'm not gonna hold my breath. So hi Rabbit, thank you, and welcome to the stream. Actually, my first stream, incidentally. This is Photoshop CC. Oh yeah, I definitely used it as a learning situation. Thankfully, it was like a while ago, so I mean, I really don't care at this point. I just know that I don't want to work with publishers again. And that's about it. Slowly but surely, it's coming along. Oh my god, I do actually have an agent. I know it sounds like I don't because of this mess, but yeah, she's like majorly part of the problem. But yeah, thankfully she's not like my agent, but I only signed with her for that one project and that's it. So that's fine. I don't have to deal with her. I should do a speed paint of sock. Yes, I will. Absolutely. I'm planning to finish this, and then I've been working on a new sticker pack, like sticker set for bullet journaling forever, which is called the Scholar theme. It's like a dark academia kind of theme, and I'm very close to finishing, and I have 2 more pages, like 2 more sheets of designs that I'm going to work on either like when I take a break from working on this tomorrow or something, or after I finish. I don't know, one of these days, hopefully this week. But yeah, and then after that I'm gonna do a portrait of sock. That's my plan. Next thing, what was I gonna, oh yeah, I was gonna answer, how do I choose from curves and straights in my pieces? Okay, that's a good question, but I don't know how to answer it. So I go, like, I try to pay attention to the flow of what's, like, first of all, the whole piece, and then secondarily, I just, like, for hair, for instance, because it's so arbitrary and it can be, like, any shape, technically, especially with this type of style where it doesn't have to adhere to gravity or anything, I pretty much just use it to reinforce, like, a sense of movement from like in within the whole piece. And sometimes I use it to frame, like to frame the face, to frame whatever else is going on, or I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of a tough one, but I am very meticulous about that type of stuff, like the curves, like exactly where the curves go or where lines are straight versus not straight. But I don't know how to adequately describe how I go about actually making those decisions. So yeah, I'm sorry if that was a totally pointless answer and didn't actually answer anything. Oh yeah, I guess I could also mention that for some reason it's a lot easier for me to see shapes when I use lines, which is kind of weird, but like when I it's easier for me to perfect a shape for like for my own purposes. Obviously, I'm talking about like subjectively what I find to, whatever. Anyways. Yeah, I find it easier for me to see shapes with lines rather than solid. Um if that makes any sense. And yeah, how do I pick the, I don't know. I try to like pay attention to just kind of what looks good, but also obviously anatomy is involved. So a lot of the time it's pretty straightforward because I am drawing specific things and they have to look like something. Like for instance, I don't know. I'm trying to come up with like a specific thing to describe, but like if I'm drawing limbs, obviously there is anatomically correct structure that goes underneath, which actually I'm not even that familiar with. Like I don't know much about muscles, but it's like kind of a combination of knowing sort of what's supposed to be there and also guessing, but trying to get a nicely balanced shape out of that. So which is why people who know anatomy well will probably see a bunch of mistakes or something, but I don't know. I usually rely more on what looks good rather than what's correct. And I'm done rambling about that, so yes. Hello, we're drawing goth Sailor Moon people, yes. Somebody asked if I can talk more about my character Fiona. I could. Usually I don't talk about my characters because I'm like afraid to spoil stuff, and also because I'm still in the middle of writing and things are subject to change, but I can answer maybe some questions. Oops. Oh my god. This canvas is huge, by the way. I just upgraded my PC recently, and now that I have a ton, like a much better, like just generally much better components, I decided to see if I could make this huge canvas and how it will work out, and it seems to be perfectly fine. It never freezes or lags, which is to be expected because I spent a lot of money, but yeah, this is 100%. So it's pretty huge, this canvas. I don't usually work this big, but it's kind of nice. Okay, I feel like I haven't been drawing anything. What should I do next? Oh yeah, I've been avoiding this hand. I think it's time to just do it. I'm really bad with I tried to take a bunch of photos earlier today of my own hands to use as reference, and I realized that my hands are so like they're not very, like, they don't have very clear structure, and they're kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but they just didn't look good in any of the photos. And so I always end up just winging it with the hands, and that's why they end up looking wonky, but it's better than using my own hands as a reference, unfortunately. What tablet do I use? I use Cintiq 22 HD. You know what? Bony fingers is probably better to use than the fingers that I have. I feel like if my fingers were a little bit bonier, I could at least see what's going on. But I don't know. I don't know. Something like this. God, I hate drawing fists. Oh, this looks so bad. What is going on here? Who knows? Oh, fuck. I'm gonna say close enough. Oh yeah, she's holding a chain. This is gonna be covered. Oh, thank God. How many initial sketches do I do before starting on the final line art? Usually 2, sometimes 3. Yeah, I think like 2 is the average So I'll have like one really generic, like really, how to explain it? I can actually show you guys what the first sketch looked like for this. So this is like the first thing that I drew right here. And as you can see, it was vertical, and then I showed it to my friend, and we figured that when I do the hair, or when I put the hair in, it's going to be a serious problem because they're so close together. So after that, I spent some time on like moving things around and regrouping. I ended up like switching it to horizontal, obviously, and to give some space between the heads so I could fit the hair in, which was a really good call because even this was like pretty tough because there's a lot of overlaps and a bunch of the hair got covered. I mean, ideally, I would have liked to have more of the silhouette of Usagi's hair, but, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so this is like what my initial sketches look like usually, and I have to do like, obviously, one more pass on top of this, and then afterwards I can do the line art. Hello. can't even see the sketch underneath. God damn. Should have made it more clear. I'm seeing a question, which is, do I have any advice for a new artist? I'm assuming that was a question for me. I don't know. I think a more specific question would be better, because I could definitely come up with advice for any number of topics, but if it's so general, then I don't know. I mean, I guess just do what you like is the best generic advice I can come up with. Ugh, oh my god, I totally did this on the wrong layer. Again. God damn it. Maybe this is not the end of the world though. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just continue. How do I practice my line art? I don't practice it. I just do it all the time, and I suppose that is practice. Have I tried Krita? I don't know what that is. I've seen it before. I'm assuming it's like a drawing program or something, but no, I have not tried it before. What's my favorite pen to ink with? I used to ink with microns all the time. So that was pretty much my go-to for years. Nowadays, I like to use a pen and ink situation. So I use like a Gnib, which is, I think, the Deleter brand Gnib. It's pretty standard. I think a lot of manga artists use that for inking, so I use that as well. So yeah. How do I decide on the poses and the outfits? Well, the poses I decide based on the situation. So, like, how I came up with these poses was essentially I just wanted to create a composition with nice flow, and I wanted to make sure that none of the girls had the same pose, and I tried to vary up the angles as much as I could, especially with the faces. It was pretty hard to actually get them to look slightly different from each other, surprisingly. Yeah, so that took a while, but usually I choose poses based on these are decisions made to aid the composition more so than anything else. And I guess they kind of correspond to the character a little bit, but not really. It was mostly just to aid the composition. So, yeah. This is Photoshop. What would I suggest as a good starting point for learning anatomy? Life drawing is good. I would suggest that. But obviously it's COVID, and I suppose life drawing sessions are not easy to come by, so that's a bad suggestion. I don't know, in order to like really start to learn anatomy, you would probably have to know the basic skeletal structure and at least the gist of the muscular structure, and I would say those things are unavoidable and you might as well get them over with, because if you don't know those, then trying to learn anatomy is pointless. It has to be like the first thing you learn. I mean, unless you just kind of do it from observation purely, which can work pretty well. Like overall, generally speaking, I didn't know anything about the skeletal structure or muscles until like way later. And I got on, like, I was able to draw relatively believable anatomy without really knowing much, so I guess if you have, like, really high observational skills, you could actually get away with a lot. Answering Lisa AM. Um, how do you make hair appear so fluffy? I don't know. I think probably part of it is adding those little hairs at the very end that really add some dimension to it. I don't know if that helps at all, but yeah, and generally, I guess giving it volume helps as well. I am a big fan of voluminous hair, as you can probably tell just by looking at my stuff. Brian Ventura, yeah, I actually have an issue with references. I don't like using them. I don't know, I just really hate, like, anything that deters or, like, makes the process slower, and reference is one of those things. I mean, obviously not entirely. I think maybe overall it could be faster to use references, but I don't like looking away from the screen. It's just something that I'm not used to. And so I really want to use more references, but yeah, generally I just forget about it until I run into a problem, and then I need a reference, so that's when I'll look it up, and I think that's, like, not a bad way of going about things. So yeah. I've actually heard other people say this before too, to not start the process of a new illustration by looking for references before you even draw anything. And I kind of agree. Like, anytime that I've tried doing that in the past, it's really distracting, because the places where people usually look for references have, like, endless scroll and just endless variety of things to look at, and I eventually just get, like, sensory overload kind of from looking at too many pretty images, and then I just don't feel like drawing at all, and I have lost the plot on what I wanted to draw in the first place. So yeah, looking for a reference initially never works for me. That's a funny question. Do I have any tips on coloring male characters' lips without them looking odd? I don't know. I think, like, I try to give them a little bit of color, but not too much, so that they don't look too feminine, but also a little bit, because otherwise they look like a corpse. So I don't know if that's, like, good advice, but yeah, for the layer that I put, like, under the shadows and stuff, I will just pick, like, a slightly more warm tone, slightly darker, warmer tone or something. But honestly, like, I've painted a handful of men before, if you can call them men, boys, I guess. So I don't know, I haven't really done it a whole lot to even have, like, any specific approaches formulated at this point. Drawing, like, men is kind of a weakness. I don't know how to do it. I can kind of draw boys, but that's because they're less masculine. Yeah. Need practice on that front, for sure. I think I'm starting to get tired because I'm moving very, very slow. And feel like I've been drawing the same thing for so long. Gotta wrap it up soon. It's getting kind of late. Just trying to catch up with the reading the chat right now. I'm falling behind. Yeah, sure, you can call me Yana, why not? It is my name. Oh, somebody asked if I'm able to tell you how I organize my layers. Yes, it's very straightforward. I just made a folder for each character, and I usually have the face and the skin. So any exposed skin plus face on one layer, and I have a hair on a separate layer, and then I'll have like either all the clothes on one layer or a couple of layer separations for the clothes. And I do this so that when I do the flats, I can easily color in the line art without it having to be like super tedious. Because sometimes I will just do everything on one layer and then it takes me forever to color the line art because I have to be super careful. So, yeah. Okay, whoever is spamming the chat, like, take it easy, please. I'm having a hard time keeping up with this as it is. Is Sailor Moon my favorite magical girl manga / anime? Yes, of course it is. Absolutely. It's the original. And plus, it is what inspired me to really want to draw in the first place many years ago. And so, it is definitely my favorite. Hello, welcome. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna do these pants and I'll probably call it a night because I'm getting so tired and I can't I can't think straight. I've been pretty much working on this all day. Jesus, it's taking forever. See, I already made a layer called pants and I was just about to do it again. My brain's definitely not working any longer. Answering question for Jar's Milk. So there's this function on each layer called pixel lock. So in Photoshop, it's this right here. So you can click this little square with the checkered. Yes, I can't think right now, but yes. So it's called Alpha Lock, and I think all drawing programs have it, and it essentially just locks a transparent pixel. So if you do the line art on a separate new clean layer and you just have the lines, if you press this square little button, it'll lock the transparent pixels, and then you can paint over the line art with a large brush and it won't go outside the lines. So that's how I color in my line art. Sorry if that was a unnecessarily long explanation, but hopefully it helped. Answering Hobo's question. How long did it take me to learn fundamental art like perspective and anatomy? And you have been struggling for a while. Okay, so I would say, I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to answer this question specifically because I don't know what level you happen to be at, but for me personally, I just kind of learned as I went drawing without thinking about it specifically. Like, I think on some sort of intuitive level I understand perspective, like in a general way, so I would just try my best to solve problems that arise within each new drawing that I make. So that's kind of been my approach to learning, like, this whole time, ever since I started, to not linger too much on practicing specifically, but focus more on drawing things that I like, and then as something looks shitty or bad or inaccurate or wrong, I would just try to kind of figure out how to solve it on the spot, and then slowly I gained mileage from doing that. I don't know if that's the best way of doing things, but at least I never lost interest in drawing. Hello, CCH. Welcome to my channel. This is actually my first stream, but thank you for joining. Answering question. What is my opinion on Photoshop versus Procreate? So, I think both are great. Like, I like Procreate a lot. I wish I could use it more, but I don't like that the iPad has such a small screen. I used to work on a really small screen back in the day, like before I got my Cintiq, but ever since I got it, I just can't work on anything else because I got so used to all the space, and now if I have a choice between the two, I will always pick working on the Cintiq. So by default, I guess that would be Photoshop for me. Plus, I'm really used to Photoshop. I've only really used Procreate a few times. It seems really good, but yeah, the iPad screen is just too small. I like being able to see a lot of the image while I work on it, if that makes any sense. No problem. almost done with the pants, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. Or get ready to go to sleep, I guess. I go to sleep pretty early. Unlike most people in the art community, I think. I used to be a total night owl, but not anymore. I wonder if I can find some sort of heart-shaped chain brush so I don't have to draw every single one of these hearts in this chain, because guys, it's gonna take me forever and I really don't want to do that. I'm gonna look into it tomorrow. Okay. I think I'm gonna call it a night. I'm just kind of too tired at this point, and I can't keep going. I need a break. Surprisingly, my hand is not aching, even though I've been kind of drawing all day. But, I wanted to thank you guys for coming to the stream. It actually really made it pretty easy. So, I mean, since, as you can see, it says test stream because this is the first time I'm streaming. And I was kind of worried about it, like I was nervous, but I think it went pretty well, and I had a lot of fun, and I will definitely stream more often from now on. I'll try to schedule it so that you guys know when it's supposed to happen. I'm pretty bad with following a schedule in general, but I'll try. So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming and keeping me company, and I'm really looking forward to future streams, and I'm definitely gonna try to post a new video this Friday. And yeah, hopefully I answered most questions, and hopefully you guys had fun watching me draw and struggle this late at night. It's not that late, I guess, but yeah. Good night, you guys. Bye.